All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ep.1 of the Smoking Section. I'm your host, Jamar. I am joined by the proprietor of this thing, John,
Yo,
and
yo.
the insight. We got Wesley over there.
Yo, what's going on?
So the smoking section, it's gonna be just like the smoking section in a restaurant when you hear two guys or three guys in the booth just talking, just chopping it up. It'll be just like that. We're gonna be talking about everything on this show. But Ep.1, we're gonna do this WrestleMania 41 review, night one and night two, because all three of us here, we do love pro wrestling. I must say that, right?
Yeah.
Um,
That's a good exception.
Definitely love pro wrestling. I would like to say that. Excuse me. Pro wrestling is what brought us three together, so to speak. To be honest, like pro wrestling was the catalyst of this friendship. So yeah, we definitely rock with wrestling over here.
Most definitely. And ladies and gentlemen, get your snacks, get your edibles, and all that. We're gonna dive deep into this thing, but we gonna start off with the Hall of Fame 2025 first, guys, and let's do the legacy wing first of the Hall of Fame. Let's get that out of the way. We got three inductees that went into the legacy wing. I want y'all opinion about the legacy wing first. How y'all feel about that?
Hi. You want to go first, Wes?
You go ahead.
All right. So the legacy wing for me, I get it, right? I get it. It's a way to honor like the past. Like it's a way to honor the past. I guess they get like a nice little video package. Sometimes they don't, but they are honored, right? So I get it. Do we need it? I think in this day and age, a lot of people that goes into the legacy wing, nobody gonna do their research if you get what I'm saying, right? I don't
Yep.
think anybody's going to like, oh, well, let me go and research Mildred Burke, or you get what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
like that. So, but like I said, on the flip side, they get honored, they get noticed, and everything that comes with that. So I get it. Me, I could go either way.
You know what? With this wing of the Hall of Fame, uh, it's good on like like on so many good levels. And these first three that they got, I say they should have put them actually in the Hall of Fame instead of just going, all right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, Wes. I definitely agree. I feel like it shouldn't even be a legacy wing. Everybody that's in the legacy wing deserves their own induction, but
Yes.
you know, not 99% of people in the legacy wing are passed away, so you can't, have all posthumous inductions. So, but at the same time, these ladies and gents, they deserve they own inductions, and let's run through them real quick. We got Dory Funk Senior. A lot of old timers out there,
Yeah.
they
I
probably
would.
smiling and happy about that. But
Hey,
I haven't seen or
I know.
Dory Funk wrestle live, but he's the father of Terry Funk and Dory Funk Jr. So we are thankful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So
saying I wasn't around for his time period, but I can, you know what I'm saying, I can remember like certain good feuds he had from back in the day.
Yeah,
um, obviously I wasn't around for Dory Funk Senior either, but the one thing that stands out to me is like when I am at work or talking to one of the old heads or whatever, that's the name that come out, right?
oh
Dory
yeah,
Yeah.
Senior, Wahoo McDaniel, and
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying, Captain Lou Albano. Those are the names that they be like, oh yeah, because I remember when I used to watch that, and Dory Funk Senior always comes up. Like they
yeah.
always shout
Right.
his name out. So yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Dory Funk Senior was known as a brawler, probably one of the first wrestlers to have that brawling style, just go out there and just whoop your ass. And he's also the inventor of the Texas Death Match, which later evolved into the street fight, what we know today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you know a lot more than I know. Like, okay, I didn't know that.
So yeah, we can thank Dory Funk for a lot of things. And after he retired, he was a promoter for the Texas Amarillo area.
Yeah, I
Oh
knew
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. That's where Dusty Rhodes came from. And
yep, and
yeah,
Tully Blanchard and all those guys.
yeah, yeah.
But the next inductee for the legacy wing, we got Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear,
Who?
another old timer. I don't
I
know if
mean,
you guys are familiar with the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff.
I
Oh
mean, Koloff is the one that defeated Bruno after what 6, 7
yeah,
years, something like
yeah,
that.
8 years.
yeah, yeah,
8
yeah,
years.
8 years, right? So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely, most
Yeah.
definitely.
You know, for those guys who don't know, the younger fans out there, Bruno Sammartino was Hulk Hogan before Roman Reigns, the guy that had the belt for years and years. And
For all of that, yeah.
Ivan Koloff was the guy that beat Bruno. And he's also the father of the Russian gimmicks, those evil Russian Empire gimmicks.
That's what I was about to
He's the
say.
grandfather of that.
I was about to ask you, would you say that he set the make and model for the foreign heel, the
Oh,
unbeatable, the Ivan Drago? You get what I'm saying? Like,
oh fuck yeah. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. I agree. I totally 100% agree with that. Yes, yes.
Because guys, real quick, think about the Koloff tree. He had his kayfabe nephew, Nikita Koloff. Y'all remember him?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That badass heel, and he turned babyface when Magnum TA got hurt, was beating up the Horseman. That was dope.
Magnum.
And Crusher Khrushchev, who later
I
became Demolition Smash.
Magnum TA had the feud with Tully Blanchard, the the infamous I Quit matchup, and it's still
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Nikita came out there and helped him.
yeah,
Yeah. So we got him from Ivan Koloff. We got Crusher Khrushchev, who later became Demolition Axe. He was a Russian character. Ivan, not Ivan, but Nikolai Volkov.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, what's the guy name? They just did a Dark Side of the Ring on him.
Um. I know exactly what you talk about. Ludwig.
Yeah, Ludwig Borga.
Borga.
Yeah.
What's his name? Didn't he? Well, no, he had a German character. Von Erich's pops. Fritz, right?
Yeah. Rich Barnett.
Yeah.
All the way down to Kozlov, all the way to Gunther. You know, you can thank Ivan Koloff for that foreign heel type of shit, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Ruthless.
And the third inductee we got into the legacy wing is James Harris. We might know him as Kamala. I know y'all know about Kamala.
The
yeah, yeah. The
Ugandan.
Gunning Giant.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
I mean, of course, Kamala. I'm surprised Kamala wasn't already in, to be honest.
He deserved his own induction, and a lot of people will be like, "Oh nah, he don't deserve to be in. What he do? He ain't do nothing but lose." But like you say, John, people need to go do their research.
Yes, yes, yeah. I do agree. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Because Wes, back me up. I mean, when we seen Kamala on WWF, he was losing to Hogan, he was losing to Andre the Giant, losing to Undertaker. But he's a territory legend. We don't
But
know about that.
but here's the thing with that. Somebody has to lose, right?
yeah. True.
Yeah.
And if you are the guy that they trust, right? Because here's the thing about it, like obviously I wasn't around for Kamala stuff, but seeing the format, right, that we was pretty much talking about that's laid down is like, okay, you got this unbeatable heel, and then the super baby face comes and beat him. That's supposed to happen.
Yep.
I, my comeback for that is that okay. Now Kamala Kamala and the one man gang was the two big men that that wasn't too well, I can't say the one man gang. Kamala wasn't too agile, wasn't jumping off the top ropes, do all of them crazy big man moves that you see today.
Yeah,
But he played his. I mean, he played his position well.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. He
yeah.
did.
He,
We
I,
saw him. We saw him on TV. He lost a lot, but he's definitely a territory legend. He been in Mid Atlantic. He was in Memphis. He was in Crockett. Um, fucking Texas. He was everywhere, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
But his gimmick didn't allow him to talk. He never cut promos. He always had a manager with him, Kimchi or
so he
Skandar Akbar. You know
he
what I'm
had
saying?
he had a ceiling.
Mm-hmm. But
right.
those who know. But rest in peace to Kamala.
Rest in peace to
Definitely
Kamala.
Yeah,
well deserved. Let's get to the
definitely,
real Hall of
definitely.
Fame real quick. We got the total package Lex Luger in that thing.
Of course. I mean, the narcissist, right?
What took so
Body,
long?
the body slam, right?
The
The
flying
Lexington,
forearm. The
right? The
torture
flying
rack.
arm.
I, I I'll say I
Showing up on Nitro, right? First episode of Nitro.
Shots fired.
yeah, I'll
That's
say right.
fired.
He start he started all this shot fire with he started all this with the Monday Night Wars with all yeah with the
See, but
war.
Luger will definitely. Luger was supposed to be the next Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
Luger was supposed to be the next Hulk Hogan. That's how I knew about Lex Luger as a kid. I vaguely remember the narcissist. I don't remember the narcissist as a child when it comes to Lex Luger. I remember Lex Express. I remember the American, you feel me, the little
Yeah.
tassels and
yeah,
all of that. I remember when he body slammed Yokozuna, hopped off the helicopter with the the windbreaker shirt, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
American and all of that. Like Lex was the man when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But
I'll say
Lex wasn't comfortable in that.
Nah. He didn't love the business, but he did have a very successful career though.
Very, very successful career.
but to piggyback on what you said, John, he also was was a part of the Elite Four Horsemen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
and
definitely was a part of the Four Horsemen.
yeah, and also he was also a key figure that to the NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah, and before he joined the Wolfpack, he was the first guy to beat Hogan for the belt
Right?
on
Yeah, yeah,
Nitro.
Yep. I remember when Hogan's hat.
The 100th episode of Nitro. Luger put Hogan in the torture rack and Hogan tapped out clean. That's rare.
I think was what else could be said about his induction
ooh,
is he was able to stand up and receive it.
yeah, yeah. I'll say
Yeah.
Like, that's
that was
what's
also
up, you know.
a good moment for the know what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
going for him.
I
You
was
feel me? That's what's
I
up.
was watching that shit. I say, hey, why you cutting them onions over there? Don't be cutting onions in here.
Yeah, because it's like for me personally, when I see stuff like that, I be on some like I be thinking like I don't know what Lex think or what's in his mind and stuff like that, but imagine being sick like that. You feel me? You
Yeah.
mobile, but when you look back at your tapes, you feel me, your pictures and stuff, and how you was, like that got to be so for him able to stand up and regain some of that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Some of that mobility and able to actually do something that he wants to do. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's me, yo. Like real talk. That's
that was
enough.
dope.
I think he deserved that for real.
Yeah, most definitely, bro.
Yep.
Most definitely.
And when is DDP going to get the? Do they still do the Warrior Award? Because if they don't,
You
they
know
need
what?
to bring
I
it
don't think they
back,
do.
and they
I'll
need to give
say
it
I
to
don't think they do.
DDP.
I don't think they do it no more.
There was DDP already in there.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Warrior Award though. That humanitarian thing that they got going on. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
think
Yeah,
it was
Yeah.
ever Oh, if they gonna
I think
bring that
Titus
back,
O'Neil was the last person that
DDP
got
needs to get that for
I
real.
think Titus O'Neil was the last person to get that win last.
Okay.
Titus did a lot of charity work for them though. Like he was their guy when it came to that for a while.
Yeah. Well, well deserved for Lex Luger. And then we got Michelle McCool in the Hall of Fame.
I mean,
Oh my God.
look. I
Well,
mean,
well deserved, right?
I think that Michelle McCool deserves to go in the Hall of Fame, but I think she deserves to go in as Lay Cool with Layla.
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
If
I agree with that.
that's how I'm saying. If you're gonna put Michelle McCool in the Hall of Fame, I would have put her in the Hall of Fame with Layla as Lay Cool.
I mean, me personally, like, if we was all in the wrestling business
Yeah.
and we trained and grew up together and we best friends in the business and then we all retired and so happened I get to own that business, I would put our wives in the Hall of Fame.
For what you know, right? You just a fan.
Of course, I would put our wives in the Hall of Fame. Y'all my friends.
But
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say about that. But
I mean,
she was a damn good wrestler though.
she
yeah,
was.
I'm saying I ain't gonna. I'm saying I can't take nothing away from her wrestling career. I can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, all right, this particular match right here, she came out there and she was trash and then put on and did not put on a a good fast shot matchup for me. I can't sit there and say that she didn't.
But here's the thing when it comes to that, because I was listening to Solomonster one time and he was talking about this, and he brought this up, and I agree with him. He was like, he thinks that Michelle McCool in her time, she's in the Divas era.
Right. Yeah.
Michelle McCool would have thrived a lot more in the era of Sasha Banks, Bailey, Becky Lynch. You get what I'm saying? When they was coming out, Charlotte, when they was
Yeah.
actually, you get what I'm saying? Like Michelle McCool would have, I'm not saying she would have been a superstar or anything, but Michelle McCool would have thrived. Michelle
Yeah, I
McCool,
think so.
you
I
get what
agree.
I'm saying?
Her
She
her
was
and
limited. She was
her and
limited in the Divas era.
her and Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
Exact. Her and Alicia Fox. What's her name too? What's old girl name that was beefing with AJ Lee a lot?
Oh, you talking about I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of
Caitlyn.
that name though. I know you're talking about though.
Caitlyn.
Yeah,
Hey.
Caitlyn. Yes, Caitlyn.
Oh,
They would have thrived in that time when the women's revolution. I don't want to say it like that. I don't want to get canceled or nothing. During the the women's revolution, I
yeah.
I agree with him. I do believe that Michelle McCool would have thrived a lot more in that era as opposed to the era that she came up in, which was the Divas era.
Yep. We got Michelle McCool in the Hall of Fame, and we don't have Miss Elizabeth in the Hall of Fame, and we threw Luna Vachon in the legacy wing. Congratulations, Michelle McCool. The next inductees we have in the Hall of Fame, the natural disasters, earthquake and typhoon.
Hold on, wait. I got something to say about them too. I have something to say. I have something to say.
I'm gonna let y'all go
I
first.
got great for this one. I got great. I think they should have. I think they should have waited for them too. I say they should have put demolition in before them. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely.
I so I do agree with that. I agree with that, but they were the ones that got chosen, and I ain't mad at it.
I mean, Not taking none from the natural disasters, and I love Earthquake, man. Rest in peace. That was my guy. You know, y'all know he was Goga with the oddities, with the mask on, with the Cartman doll.
And he was wasn't he the Shockmaster or was it Typhoon?
Now,
I
he
can't
was the
tap on.
shark in WCW.
Huh?
He was the shark.
Which one of them was the Shockmaster?
I can't tap on. I want to say.
Okay. Cause that one, Shockmaster is Cody uncle too.
Yeah, yeah.
So once again, we got favoritism, huh? Going to the Hall of Fame.
Nah, that ain't got nothing to do with Cody, man.
I mean, think about it like this. If I ran the top wrestling company in the world and one of y'all guys is my top star, my world champion, and y'all uncle was a mid wrestler, I'm gonna throw him in the Hall of Fame off the strength of y'all.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think it's like that. You feel
I,
me?
But
oh,
not
oh,
taking nothing
okay,
away,
okay,
the
okay,
natural
okay.
disaster was only a team for like 2 years. They
I got a
only
question
won
then.
one title. They
I got a,
matches was clumsy and slow. They did splashes up.
I got a question. I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, John. What? Okay.
They were together for 2 years.
Name me one key thing that Tap on did in WWE.
He was a Shockmaster.
Okay, that's it. That's all you can say. Shockmaster.
See, we don't even remember he was tugboat at first. He was so trash at tugboat, we turned him to typhoon.
Nah, I remember Tugboat, man. He had the little stripes with the little
Right,
yeah.
right, right. With the legitimate head on.
All right, man. Y'all point is made. All I'm saying is I do agree with y'all. Demolition definitely should have went in, but
Yeah,
maybe
because they was together for 2 years, had one tag team title reign. Boo hoo hoo. Demolition was together 4 5 years. That's not that long either, but they the 3-time tag team champions. They had the longest reign. They had the belts for like 478 days before they made the New Day break their record on purpose. The motherfuckers, they worked well together. They had
and that's what
longevity. They had tag team moves.
made
They
the
looked like Mad Max warriors
that's
from the movies.
but they
You
look,
know what I'm saying?
they had the New Day. They stretched out the New Day's title reign just to deliberately beat Demolition.
And going
Right.
and not taking nothing away from the natural disasters. They was together from like 90, 91 to 93. And I know somebody in the comments gonna try to get at me, but the tag team division was weak in the early 90s. When Demolition had the belts from like 87 through like 91, 86 to 91, the tag team division was strong. Like
Yeah.
y'all could go back
Yeah.
and check
Yeah.
Demolition. They fought the Brainbusters, the Rockers, the Heart Foundation, Strike Force, Powers of Pain, Legions of Doom. Like they fought Killer Bees. Like, bro, what is we doing?
I ain't gonna lie, yo. You right. That's all facts. I got nothing for that, yo. That's all
Right.
facts.
But
That's all facts.
who am I? And last but not least, we got Mr. Triple H,
I mean, of
Hall
course,
of Fame, and the
of
Hall
course,
of Fame.
of course,
Hey,
of
you know
course.
what?
Listen to anybody in the comments. I'm saying this right now, yo. I don't care. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Oh, he put himself in and he did it, and I don't want to hear none of that. Triple H deserves to go into the Hall of Fame whenever he win it. I don't care. He deserves to go, and he definitely deserves to headline.
Yeah.
I would say, you know what? And I second everything he said. I would say, and you can add me on all that, John.
Real talk. Cause come on, man, look at this man's career, right? Triple H is the Jay-Z of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
never the guy, but he always hung with the guys, and he became the most successful within that field. He didn't become as famous and rich and successful as The Rock. He was never as popular as Stone Cold. Didn't win as many championships and was never held as the guy like Cena or Hogan or whatever. But Triple H motherfucking hung with the best of them. He persevered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won King of the Ring, won Royal Rumbles,
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The cerebral assassin.
Intercontinental champion, world champion multiple times, European champion, tag team champion. I mean, what are we doing?
One of the greatest heels of my generation.
Oh yes, definitely.
Triple H had me stressing as a kid. Every week, they was beating the crap out of The Rock. Every week. Getting wild on. The Dudley boys getting wild on. The Hardy boys getting wild on. For real.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
We got not to on you, but we forgot one more inductee. The greatest match I think of WrestleMania 14 was Stone Cold and Bret Hart.
Yeah. That was 13.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thanks for correcting me. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. My bad. I did forget about that.
Cool.
But this is a new thing I guess they're doing now. They're inducting matches into the Hall of Fame. And my biggest question is it going to be WrestleMania matches or is it going to be matches, period?
I think it should be.
I think it
Man.
be WrestleMania matches.
Yeah, I'm saying I think it might be WrestleMania matches.
Hey, I want to dive just a little bit more back into Triple H because I mean his career, man. You just can't. Triple H is going into the Hall of Fame like Jamal just ran down a little bit of his accomplishments, right? But what about the rivalries? What about the matches?
Ooh,
right?
I'm saying
Triple H and Mankind, McFoley.
Yes.
You know,
Triple H and Mankind, Triple H and Cactus Jack.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Triple H and Stone Cold.
Triple H, like, come on, man.
Like, see, people forget when Shawn Michaels left in '98 with that back injury, he was gone for 4 years. And when he came back, he wanted to work with one person. I want to work with Triple H.
Right, yeah.
Like, come on, man. Triple H and Umaga. Triple H and Jeff Hardy. Triple H has put people over now.
Triple H and Undertaker.
You feel me? Like,
but let's not forget Katie Vick now.
I mean,
oh yeah. Let's not forget that.
I mean, we can talk about his blunders, but we just trying to stay on the positive here. You feel me?
Let's not forget.
We ain't gonna talk about Triple H and Ultimate Warrior. We ain't gonna talk about that either.
I mean, we could if we want to. You know what? I guess it is only right? We're talking about the man's career, right? He's going into the Hall of Fame. You know what? You're absolutely right. We got to take the bad with the good.
It's well deserved. It's no question. It's no brainer. I just feel like it shouldn't have been this year. They should have just waited a couple years. We right on the heels of this Vince shit.
I mean, think about it. They running out of people.
Exactly. So what the fuck they doing a legacy wing for?
I would say, actually, though, are they really running out of people though? Because I can name some people that I think the dudes deserve to be in the Hall of Fame right now. Well, they should be in next year. I can name off at least 9 good people that should be in the Hall of Fame by next year.
Give me 5.
Give us 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1, Miss Elizabeth.
Of course.
Yeah.
Number 2, Demolition.
Yeah.
Number 3, Brad Pillman.
Yeah.
Number 4, Sting. He definitely should be in.
Sting in there.
Yeah, Sting is in there.
Oh, okay. I'm saying okay.
Psycho Sid not in there.
Yes, there you go. Thanks for me out. Thank you, moderator. Thank you, moderator.
Nice.
Yes, that's another one. Taz, Shane Douglas.
Yep. For sure, man. But
I think
we
I think the Hardys going in next year.
yeah, they going in over demolition. Everybody does. you know.
Alright, yo, let's
And Ken Shamrock need to be in there too.
Yeah. That's another one.
yeah,
Yeah. That's another one.
yeah.
Y'all know Dane Malenko on y'all think he deserved to get in there. He walking with a cane and shit.
Definitely Dean
Yeah, he
Malenko
definitely
need
should
to
be
go in
in.
there. Hell yeah, but Dean
Nico
Malenko need
Malenko,
to go in
yeah, he
there.
definitely should be in.
But I mean, it's a whole nother episode right here. Getting into the Hall of Fame. We're gonna be talking all day about this. Let's jump into WrestleMania 41, guys.
Real
All
quick,
right.
I
We
know
going
who need to go in the Hall of Fame next year.
Oh,
who?
Dom Mysterio.
Oh yeah. If not next year, the year after next,
If not
at
next
least.
year, the year after next, Dom need to go in.
What they waiting on? The first father son in the Hall of Fame. They bullshit.
actually, it'd be the second part of the song because I would say because Dirty Funk, Terry Funk, and all the funks in it all together.
But they put Dory Funk Senior in the legacy wing. That don't count though.
True. Touche, 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 touche,
It's
touche,
non-canon.
touche.
Non-canon, damn. Alright, WrestleMania card.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
go.
jump into WrestleMania 41, night one. First match went 17 minutes. Uso versus Gunther.
Who? Can I go first?
Yeah, of course.
That matchup was it was good, but the ending was a shocker to me. I
Yeah,
wasn't I wasn't expecting Gunther to tap out to the sleeper.
yeah. Surprising.
Yeah, that's what that's the most that shocked me the most right there was that.
Yeah,
I think. Alright, so the build up was lackluster,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Build up had its moments. Um, Obviously that Jimmy beatdown was the height of it.
yeah,
So going into the match, it was like, all right, build up trash. We already know Jay is not main event ready or WrestleMania World Championship caliber. We know what that was pushed as. The
yeah.
most we can hope for is a good match.
Right.
right, yeah,
I believe I got a good match.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
believe
okay.
I got a good
yeah,
match.
All right.
Right along with you, Wes, going to tapping out and then tapping out so quickly.
yeah. That's
Crazy work. Crazy. I would have never done that. I would not have, for real. And I know there's gonna be people in the comments. Well, that's because you're not a booker. You feel me? But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can't have Gunther like the bet. I like the finish, right? I like the
Uh-huh.
fact that Jay
Yeah.
locked in the sleeper. I love that. But have Gunther pass out
Yeah. I
and
hear a lot
fight.
of that.
Have him
I-
fight, have him claw, and let us see that animal in Jay Uso. Matter of fact, you know what it reminds me of? What we could have got? You ever seen the Incredible Hulk when he fought the movie when he fought what's the dude name?
Abomination.
Abomination.
Yeah.
oh
So
yeah.
remember at the end when he was choking him with the chain and Abomination trying to get away, but Hulk just on some savage not letting him go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why we ain't get that with Jey Uso and then Gunther just ultimately pass out?
I can dig
That's
that. I
all.
mean, I feel you. I feel a little differently about the match than you guys do. The match was good for what it was because of the build up, like you said. Build up was okay. They had 7, 8 weeks so they could do but so much. The Jimmy beatdown was dope. That was the height of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
7, 8
But
weeks they could do but so much.
Yeah, in 8 weeks, right? 8, 9 weeks. You
I'm
know,
saying,
all they can do
but
is
know what though? I think they
promo
could
every
did a
week.
whole lot more. I think they could have told. I think they could have told a better story than what they did with this.
They should have
Yeah.
showed it. I
But
think,
but but let's not forget though, they had 9 weeks to do this, so you only can do but so much. You got to scratch it out.
yeah, but you can slowly. It was presented to us, to me, right? It was presented to me that the story was Jay couldn't beat Gunther.
Right? Yeah.
Jay wasn't ready for the main event scene at WrestleMania or to wrestle for the World Championship at WrestleMania. He got lucky at the Rumble, and he's only over because of one word in his entrance, right?
Right. Yeet.
You got 9 to 8 weeks to slowly show Jay Uso shed some of that and get to what we know Jay Uso could. He was the killer of the bloodline before Solo Sikoa
Yeah.
and before Jacob Fatu. Jay was the killer.
Yep.
Why we couldn't get a little bit of that? Why we couldn't get a little bit of the penitentiary Jay Uso? Why
And
couldn't we show Gunther bringing that out of him week by week? The
but you know what?
Jimmy attack was great, but the Jimmy attack could have been first. Or this, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
we could have had him attack Rikishi or something like that. Disrespect the family or something. Anything.
Us fans complain. That's the most thing we complain about is that feud. We wanted to see more, but and I felt like that too. But on the other hand, I understand. Well, so what we gonna do next week then? So the first 3, 4 weeks they were just coming out cutting promos against each other before anything real happened. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Which is understandable. Okay. Yeah.
So
And
I see both sides of it. If it was like a 6 week build, yeah, let's get dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was a clash of styles too. Think about Uth versus Gunther. It don't even sound good. It's a clash of styles. The
No.
match is kind of clunky, but it wasn't bad. But
I'm
I'm a
saying.
fan anyway. And
but the thing
as
about
far
it
as
is,
the end, shit, man, think about it. He hit 3 Uso splashes on him, man, and then took them out. Gunther did it quick. I think it was more strategic, on his part because he know he couldn't get out. So let me just tap quick. Fuck it.
and then
I'm.
I
You
mean,
know.
I'm
when you
saying.
look at it,
I understand that. I understand that. But at least try to fight for the roast at least a little bit, Joe. Come on, give me something. At least give me something with that, Joe. I'm saying as
that's
soon as
how I
you put it
feel.
on him, Joe, he he reached up and tried to grab his arm, but next you know, he tapping out. I'm like, come on, Joe, really?
I mean,
Yeah.
they could have even played it up on the commentary, like kind of like what Jamal just said. He got hit with 3 Uso splashes. The wind is already knocked out of this man's sternum and lungs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
He
could
gonna
have
tap
played
out
it.
quick.
They
I
could
know
have
I
said
can't get out. Let me just tap. Fuck it. I know I'm
they could
done.
have said that on commentary. They ain't even say that.
Um, See, that's the difference. And we all, bash Vince, but I think, Vince probably would have made that a point, or Jim Ross or somebody would have made that a point. Now we got the commentary where they can freely say what they want to say, and they might miss some things.
Yeah. But
But
all in all, I think it was a decent match. It definitely wasn't Gunther's better matches. It was, in fact, the biggest match of Jay Uso's career.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I'm glad he got that moment. That's
yeah.
all
I
this
am
was
too.
about. That is all this was about. The moment. It was about the moment. It was about Jay winning, and he.
yeah,
So thumbs up for me, yo. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I'm saying yeah. I agree. I'm saying yeah. I'm saying thumbs up. I'm saying thumbs up for Jay winning the Jake in this moment.
yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeet. And then the next match we gonna have for the Raw Tag Team titles, the New Day versus the War Raiders. It went about 10 minutes.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really care too much about going into this match, about the match, anything really. Um, I
I,
think it's good that the new day got the titles on them. Now the titles might get a little spotlight on them. You feel me? That's
Mhm.
that's great. That's awesome. But the match overall, it was good. Did I have any type of investment in it at all on any entrance? Unfortunately, no, because I actually rock with the New Day for real, and I rock with the Viking Raiders. So
Yeah.
War Raiders, whatever they call them
Did I
now.
did I botch their name? I said War Raiders.
Viking Raiders, War Raiders, whatever
Right,
they calling them.
I'm saying,
You feel me?
I'm saying, yeah, I'm
War
saying
Machine, Tony Rhodes. I don't
either
War
one
know.
for me.
Machine
It's
for
either one
real,
for me.
like, but I do like them as a team. I've always liked them,
Yeah.
always. This particular, I wasn't invested in it.
Now, I'm saying, I kind of agree with what you said. I kind of wasn't too much invested into this matchup. I'll say it's like I was doing other stuff
Wow.
besides watching the match. I'll say, yeah, you know how you glance back and forth,
Oh,
glance back,
yeah.
and then
I
you're like,
mean, I
oh,
wasn't
okay,
doing
yeah,
that. I watched the match. Wasn't doing
No.
But I would have much rather preferred the Street Profits
yeah. I was
defending.
gonna say that.
You know,
I'll say, you know what, you read my man with that one, cause I was gonna say the same thing.
Who
It's
who
been
who
Street
did Street
Profits.
Profits fight at Mania? DIY or something?
Um,
they had a match with who they defended against on SmackDown.
I can't remember.
Machine Guns, Motor City
Machine
Machine
Gun.
Guns.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
That would have been a good Mania match. They could have picked both of them on Mania. I mean, with time descriptions, that's
True.
why I wrote the times down with the matches. But
I mean, if you're gonna choose one, I'd have chose Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah,
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 and let the Machine Guns get their first Mania.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And we got a lot of first manias this mania, right?
Yes, we did. Yes, we
We
did.
got we only got like 4 or 5 on the lows. Not too many. If y'all want to call that a lot.
That's not a lot. 4 or 5.
Oh, I guess that's a lot. I'm thinking like 8 or 9 is a lot, but
I mean, yeah,
but
8 or 9
but
is crazy work for a mania card, though.
the New Day and the Raiders,
It's a lot of trust.
the build up wasn't
No, no.
like all that, but the
Look,
match was good though, because
Yeah.
you know one thing the fans gonna know about me is the thing I like about wrestling is mostly the work. So I'm gonna really watch the work, and I'm gonna pick apart everything as far as the work and the tag team moves. The New Day was hitting, and just the tag team spots they did, man. Can't nobody do it better, man. So that's what I loved about the
I'll say,
match. I enjoyed that for the New Day spot.
In
but
ring
know
work,
what though? I'll say
tag team.
to capitalize what you said. I did like the they kept doing like the old school wrestling moves, the old school tag team wrestling moves. I like
Yeah,
that they did. That I
It
can
looked
say
like they
that
had a
I saw.
throwback to Giant Gonzalez too, right?
it was.
Yeah.
It was. And then on the back of the jacket they had a 3-headed unicorn, but one of the unicorn heads was dying down. That was for Big E.
Yeah, for Big E, yep. So,
Yeah,
I mean, when it comes to working a match, tag team match, come on, man. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston gonna knock it out the park every time.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Every
You
time.
know, they,
That's why I'm glad they got the titles put on them. Now them titles could hopefully get some spotlight. See, but Vince ain't here no more. But Vince loved the New Day.
yeah. Now we got excuse me. Now we got a heel New Day, and we're gonna see what this look like. And I'm anxious to see it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember it used to be weird to see Kofi as a heel. Now that shit is normal.
exactly. He got the Abraham Lincoln beard going on.
Hey yo, he when he who he took out one of the pictures that shit on Twitter X or whatever.
He took out Big E when he won the WWE World Title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey yo, and when it was like And Big E over there sitting on his lazy ass, yo.
I love to hear a New Day, man.
Hey,
Want to
know
see
what
what them
though?
boys do.
Oh, man, for
I
real.
would say, know what though? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. Uh, I don't know who a Big E get as a tag team partner, but I wouldn't mind seeing the New Day against Big E and a tag team partner to be determined for the
I
tag team
don't know if
belts.
Big E could come back, man. For real.
Yeah, I doubt he come back. I'm not even going. I mean, I hope he do, but it's very doubtful though.
Because
It's already been reported.
if he was able to do anything, they would have capitalized off of that turn on him by now.
Yeah, or he would have did a bump or something.
Yeah,
He
took a
can't do
bump. Yeah,
nothing.
he would have definitely took a bump. Yup, yup, yup.
So
What's
I
what's
think he most likely done, but let's hope not though. But it's been reported though. Let's get to the next match. Went about 10 minutes. We got Jay Cargill versus Naomi.
Oh, isn't
The
that going
sisters
bad?
got the sisters out there going at it.
it was a solid match. It was good.
Yeah,
I feel like the wrong person went
Oh,
over. I feel like Naomi should have went over because I mean you just introduced this heel Naomi. You got to make it legit. And what better way to make it legit than have her and they're not clean. You feel me? Not clean at all, but that's the point of introducing her as a heel. You feel me? Have her get one over
yeah,
on Jay Cargill. It don't matter if it's at Mania because I believe Jay Cargill is going to be good regardless because she got star power.
that, I I was talking to some family that well today I was talking to some family and we were talking about WrestleMania and I told them that in this I think that Naomi should have got the victory, even though yeah I know I'm a here yeah just because this Jay Cargo first WrestleMania and you want her to lose. Yes, I did want her to lose to Naomi because I think Naomi could have got okay more heat as a heel going further, and it could have built the storyline up some more with Naomi and Jade.
yeah. It could go either way. You know, a lot of fans say they felt like Naomi should have won, but it could go either way. I mean, if Naomi would have won, it definitely couldn't have been clean. And let's face it, I don't think she can beat Jay clean anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So
I, yeah,
she would
true.
have had to cheat,
I said
but
okay, all right, okay, get do the schoolgirl. You know what I'm saying, Joe? Get a handful of tights,
yeah, she,
or put the 2 feet on the ropes. You know what I'm saying, Joe?
You
yeah,
Something.
know something? They could have even like I was saying, they could have put Last Legend and Takara Jackson with Naomi. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
only do you use them to cheat so Naomi could win at Mania, but you also use them as that little barrier or whatever while Jade Cargill is chasing Naomi.
Right. Yeah. Now I can get behind that. Yeah, yeah, I can get behind that.
And then when Jade
yeah,
ultimately wins, it's even better. But they went with Jade, and that's I mean, it is what it is. I don't want Naomi to just fall back into obscurity and she was only used to bring Jade Cargill back. You feel me? Like they introduced a version of Naomi that I'm actually interested in, and I want to see
Yeah,
more.
no.
yeah, yeah. Me
That's
too.
why I say
Yeah.
I don't think they done with Naomi because she doing a lot of extra shit, and nowadays wrestlers do shit on their social media, so I don't think Naomi done though. I think
I,
even with the loss, I feel like Naomi gonna be okay. You know, I feel like Jay need this, especially if they want to, make her a top star. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So if you want to push her, Jay need this, and she can go on and do something else, and Naomi can go to her next program. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a question.
And
Okay.
plus, let's not forget, Jay was the one who got pushed. So you're gonna push me off the ledge, and in my comeback match, I'm still gonna lose that bitch. You know what I'm saying? If somebody take you out. I mean, maybe wrestling changed, but that's how they used to book wrestling always. If somebody take you out, you come back, you get your win back. But
Yeah, but she could have got her win back on that pay per view that's rumored to come back around.
Right. Yeah. I'm saying. Right. I'm saying. Okay. Now. Okay. My
maybe
thing
now
was
make it
okay.
win the
Okay.
next one.
Have
Huh?
Jay lose at WrestleMania.
So
Have Jay lose at
maybe now
WrestleMania.
make it win the next one.
And uh, I'm just saying, have Jay lose at WrestleMania, and then at Backlash, the next pay per view, and then have Jay beat Naomi like that.
Yeah. That's why I said I think wrestling probably changed, but the way wrestling used to be, like you take me out, I'm gonna get my win back. You know, Jay win, and then maybe if they continue it, or they do some rubber matches, maybe them Naomi can win the second one. But
I
you
think
know,
Jade would have been good regardless, simply because of popularity and her
Yeah, I'm gonna
soft.
say right.
I think she would have been good regardless. I think that Naomi should have been built up more as a credible heel, like somebody that's actually like a real threat. Naomi don't look like no threat. Like, yeah, you pushed her right when she wasn't looking. When she came back, she beat your ass. Right. Then the week after that, she beat your ass.
Right.
Right.
yeah.
And
Then you got some get back a couple
Then you got
times.
yeah, then you got
I
some
said she
get
had to
back.
get back that
But
one
when
time.
it
That's
came
it.
back to the when it came to the one on one, you got thrashed. You're not no threat. You're not a threat. She easily disposed of you. Now,
She could have, because
had
Jade is a
it
powerhouse.
had it been a little bit harder, right?
Yeah.
Had it been this is a slick one right here. I ain't done with you yet. You feel me? You
Right.
gotta wait. You feel me?
Yeah.
You build up that fury in Jay Cargill. I still ain't get her.
Right. Yeah.
You make Naomi a little bit elusive. Jade is gonna be good. We already know what Jade character is. We already know what she got. We know what she coming with. We know what she about. Develop this new character that you introduced, and this is the best
No,
way
we
to develop
we
it.
don't know what Jade. Jade just scratching the surface because she been in the tag team for a year, and now she about to be solo.
All right,
So we really about to see what Jade can do.
let me ask you a question.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you expect from Jade?
What do I expect from Jade?
Yeah.
Do a whole lot.
Like what?
Uh, Everything. Future
What?
world champion.
All right, I'll answer my own question for me. She's definitely going to be a future world champion. But
Yeah.
what do I expect from Jade? Jade is going to be the spot power move, right? She's going to be presented as the unstoppable force, is what she exactly looks like, right? That's perfect for her. But we already know what her character is. We know what she is. Y'all just introduced a whole new version of Naomi.
I
Why not
see.
use this? You feel me?
I see like a female. I see like a female Beth Phoenix. Another clone of Beth Phoenix. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
she's not a clone of Beth Phoenix.
Well, shit, it's more to come. Backlash in 3 weeks. Maybe they can do a rematch and Naomi can get her win back and cheat that way.
Why
Would
would
it still
Jay?
make a difference though?
Why would Jay want a rematch? She already got her get back. She beat her at Mania.
Then maybe Naomi can come out there and be like, I ain't done with you and attack her again or something. We
True,
still got 3 weeks. You know what
true,
I'm saying?
true.
So either way, if Naomi get her win back, we all can be good. But the next match we got on the card, and it went about 10 minutes off. So it was for the United States title. We got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu.
this was good, but the
Yeah,
I was surprising that Solo only showed up at the what's his name, went to the back. You feel me? And that's it. I was shocked. No interference, no bloodline, no nothing. Like I was okay.
We was expecting bloodline interference.
I was
yes,
expecting bloodline interference.
I was.
I ain't ashamed to say it. I was expecting, and I think a lot of people were.
I think everybody was.
Yeah, I was expecting bloodline interference, and maybe that's why they, pivoted with that because it did look, what's the word for it? Escape me, just like that. We don't forget we in the smoking section, y'all. So, um, it did look predictable,
Yeah,
but like my boy Solomon says, predictability doesn't always mean that it's bad. You feel me? So,
I mean, yeah, like I once they went to the back, once Solo went to the back, you're like, all right, so it's about to be 1-on-1. I don't think Solo might win this jump now. I don't know. Like I was scratching my head on it.
I would say, I would say during the matchup, I, I was kind of, I was kind of a little bit worried for Fatu. I was like, cause that one spot, and he hit and he hit his finisher on Jacob Fatu when he did the moonsault off the top turn record, and he come with the move. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, up, it's over now, it's over with. Chapter 3 is over with, it's over with. And he kicked out. I'm like, oh man, okay, man, now maybe Jacob might, you know what I'm saying. When that happened, I'm like, all right, maybe he might pull this off now, okay. And which year he did after him the moonsault again.
um,
That's good. That's a good win for Jacob. Well
Yeah,
deserved.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, a
yeah,
lot of people might not know that Jacob Fatu been wrestling for years. Like
yeah,
what? Help me
yeah.
out. Like 15 years.
I think a lot of people know that. That's why he was so popular when he came in.
yeah. I'm saying because
Real, like he was popular off the bat. Everybody
Yeah.
knew. People knew who he was. That crowd, I forget what city they was in, but they knew who he was when he debuted.
But
oh,
no.
I
But
can't
think
think of the
about it
city.
though.
I can't think of the city either. I
Think
can't
about
think
it.
of it either.
It is a contingency of people that's just strictly WWE fans that don't know no outside shit. It's probably, maybe like 30,
Mm.
35%, but it is a
Now,
contingency of
I
the
think it's
motherfuckers out there,
One
you know what
number
though.
very
I think
quickly.
it's more than that percentage. I think it's more. I think it's more percentage
It could be
that
half.
He
that
won the number very
that
quickly though. The ones that didn't know who he was, he won everywhere. Everywhere that man goes, he is cheered.
yeah.
He cheered, and they chant his name.
And people might not also know that he's kind of on a winning streak too. And he lost in some tag team matches, not elimination chamber, but war games. But he never was pinned or submitted himself. So Jacob
No,
Fatu himself never been pinned or submitted since he debuted. I don't think they said that fact on TV yet, but niggas can fact check it. It's true. He
I say,
lost
but
in tag team matches, but
I
he didn't take the pinfall though.
Jacob Fatu going. I predict in 2 or 3 years,
okay.
if they remain healthy and everything, Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu going main event WrestleMania, yo.
Ooh, ooh, that's a good mania.
Yeah, just imagine that, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
It's more like a hope and a prayer, but I predict it.
If not, they can be the top champions on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm anxious to see how they gonna book Fatu, what they gonna do with him, who he gonna feud with. He gonna fight Braun Strowman one more time, and who's gonna be the guy to beat him. That's what I'm interested to see. Maybe
Oh,
no time soon, but whoever beat Fatu gonna be a made man.
I think Jacob Fatu is in for a lengthy United States Championship run. And I think the first person who's going to fall to his reign, if LA Knight don't get a rematch, the first person who's going to fall to his reign
It's Jimmy.
is Solo Sikoa.
Maybe not the first, but definitely he gonna be one of the ones though. You know what I'm saying?
I just got a thought. What if they wanted to see the crowd reaction? Gave 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 Jacob the title at Mania. Have him drop it back to LA Knight by interference of Solo Sikoa, setting up a feud between them two.
Uh, uh, I would say,
Three-time U.S. champion LA Knight. Yeah,
Or am I thinking too much into this? I'm thinking too much into that.
because that's what fans do. Fans always fantasy book and stuff. That's
You're right.
that's part of being a fan is.
Yeah.
I would say, okay, now I want to say drop it back to LA Knight. So I want to say drop it back to him so fast. I say, like you said earlier, give give Jacob Fatu the his little long reign as champion. I
I
say
would.
give him. I say give him at least okay. What
Yeah, let him hold it to
two?
the rumble.
No, I go a little bit longer than that. I say give him 2 years. Top.
God damn. Ain't no
Yes.
2 year, ain't no 2 year U.S. champions.
No,
Nah.
I'm saying just to
Roman
get the
Reigns.
spot. Ain't no 2 year champion. So this will be history right here.
Rob Van
Make
Dam.
Jacob make him the longest reigning United States champion, and then you get you find a Darren Rowe, a Santino, you find a Santino at the
Nah,
fan
bro.
somewhere
You
or
can't
someone in the
give him
back,
no
and
2 year championship reign.
He gonna have to have a Roman Reigns schedule. Because ain't no nigga gonna have a 2 year reign if he fighting every month or every other month. You have
Nah,
to step that out like Reigns.
he
I would
don't
say,
even gotta go two
but think
years.
about it though. It's already like that already. You barely you hardly see the national title get, get, get defended on SmackDown or pay per view. So automatically you can already get it already. You barely see the title get defended on major pay per views.
Yeah, it's possible.
I wouldn't do that. I would give him a lengthy title reign. I would probably even go so far as to have him become the longest reigning United States
See?
Championship. It don't take 2 years to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
He can hold it to Mania next year and have a big match at Mania next year. Maybe drop it there.
you can have him hold it exactly. Have him hold it to Mania next year. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Drop it to somebody that he putting over. Maybe a Obafemi. You feel me?
I was about to say a Trick Williams or something.
Nah.
I say
Nah.
I was about to say before be,
Son,
before y'all
Jacob,
start shooting me
no
up
trick.
in the
Trick ain't
comments and
ready for no
anything,
Jacob
Joe.
Fatu, yo. For real.
Speaking of whoop that trick, let's take it south of the border real quick for an 8 minute match between El Grande Americano and the replacement for Rey Mysterio, Ray Phoenix.
Did you say 8 man?
Well, that match right there, Joe, was like a quick go smoke break or a quick bathroom break.
Damn.
That
I
was an
like
8 minute match, the shortest match on the card.
I like the match. It wasn't supposed to happen, first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
Um Ray Phoenix got to not debut, but Ray Phoenix by chance got a WrestleMania match.
And
Even
low.
if it don't matter. It don't matter if he lost.
Yeah,
It don't matter if he lost. This is a dude that was somewhere else watching his brother debut where he wanted to be too. Then he
right.
ended up coming there, and then by chance, he put into a match at WrestleMania in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Give me the L. I'll take that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And he lost West, but he didn't lose clean though. He picked
Yeah.
up the bar in his mask. He didn't lose clean.
Yeah.
Grande cheated to win, so that loss was protected. That's old school wrestling. Y'all gonna hear me reference that a lot because I like the old shit. Don't judge me, y'all. But
I
Ray
would.
Phoenix was protected in that loss. You know what I mean?
Now they could have put Dragon Lee in there if you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
protect Ray Phoenix, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like Ray Phoenix got a good deal out of this. You feel me?
Yeah.
Oh! It just hit me. Now, that's going. No.
And
I was about to
the
say
match was
maybe,
5-star.
huh?
The match was a 5-star match.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, okay, maybe you can have Ray Phoenix and Jacob Fatu for the United States title later on down the line.
Lay on down the line, but Ray
Yeah.
Phoenix ain't gonna win.
Huh?
Ray Phoenix ain't gonna win, but yeah, later on down the line.
Yeah, they're on that line, and on paper, Jacob was squashing, but we got to build Ray up first, and that's gonna take a
Yeah.
while. This was only his third match, right? He won 2 matches on SmackDown. This is his third match, so we got a good little ways for that, you know. But it shows you how good of a wrestler Ray is because remember when El Grande went up to turnbuckle and hit that little flip move on him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we might not notice that Ray Phoenix slid over like 2 inches for him because he was too far out. It's just little minor details, like, that was good shit. And that's protecting your opponent because that could have been a botch. He was too far out and Ray slid a little closer for him. But good match, though. I enjoyed it. It was supposed to be El Grande and Ray. I assumed that the finish of the match was the same thing. They just swapped opponents. But
Right. Yeah.
good match. And the semi-main event for night 1, this went about 19 minutes. It's
Woo.
Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for one of the world's titles, one of the women's world's titles, the SmackDown. Excuse my ignorance because it's 2 world titles that women's got. But I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna kill me in the comments.
I'm saying, I already know I'm gonna get killed already in comments already. I know this for a fact. I already know it.
It's the SmackDown women's title. Let's call it that.
WWE Women's title. EO got the the Women's World Championship.
Okay. All right, bet.
With this matchup, it was the build up to the storyline. The build up to this WrestleMania matchup was I'm gonna put it with Uso and Gunther. It was like a crazy build up to it because of the backstage mess with Charlotte and Tiffany.
It was awkward.
Yeah.
A lot of those segments was awkward, and like you said, whatever they had going on backstage, it really bled into
Right.
TV.
Yep.
The match, I think the match was okay. Man, Tiffany Stratton looked beat up after that match, yo, for real.
Yes, she did. I'll say if you saw during the press conference, she had like a big old red mark on her forehead. Yeah.
And that match was clunky. It was trash. It was full of botches. And it looked like Charlotte wasn't even trying to cooperate. It looked like Charlotte was sandbagging her, man. Like, that's just not how you do professional wrestling. I think maybe they got some backstage issues going on and there's bleeding on screen. And that's not healthy for us fans because we can notice things like that. Maybe a 10-year-old kid might not have noticed that in the match, but that match was ill. What the fuck?
Like I said, I'm not there. I'm not backstage. I'm not on the roster. Not in the ring. Whatever. But I see a pattern
Yeah.
with Charlotte. I personally see. I see a pattern with Charlotte. And I think Charlotte just got a little bit of jealousy in her. And like I said before, when Charlotte debuted, when she came back after she won the Royal Rumble, cut that promo or whatever the case may be is
Yeah.
pretty much her face turn promo. And she got booed out the building. Not the hills.
She need to reach out to her pops or call her uncle Aunt Anderson or something. She got people she can call.
I think she wasn't ready for that. She got visibly shaken in that promo where they was forget what show it was, but the crowd the fans wouldn't even let her speak. Crowd wouldn't
I
even
think I
let
was
her.
on Raw.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and I think that bothered her. And Tiffany Stratton is presented to be the chosen one.
So you gotta learn how to handle that crowd, man. You know.
And I don't think Charlotte ready to give that up. I don't think Charlotte's ready to pass somebody that touch, even though there was no fuckery during the finish, right?
No,
Charlotte got pinned 1, 2, 3, clean.
Yeah, did the job.
I was surprised about it. Like they proved me wrong. I actually thought that Charlotte was gonna win that.
I did too.
Me too.
I was saying, leading
And
up to
then
this matchup.
I'm
Oh,
sure they changed the finish. They like, nah, we can't have Charlotte winning this.
But it is what it is. I want to know what's next for Tiffany Stratton. I
Yeah,
feel like we need to shed that Bobby shit.
yeah. Congratulations, Tiffany Stratton. She's doing good so far.
But yeah, she is
yeah,
though.
yeah,
She need to work on them promo skills though.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm saying, cause yeah,
She
I
got to
agree
be,
100%.
she
Yeah,
got to be
yeah.
able to talk that talk. Which her promo skills wasn't really bad down at NXT. Not that I can recall, but I don't know. Might be different.
yeah.
But yeah,
Her work can only get better though. So she can,
I would say,
not her work ain't bad, but she definitely can only go up from here. You know.
I would
yeah,
say, I would say, maybe because the NXT fans and the main roster fans are much bigger than the NXT fans.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So let's take it to the main event of night one. It went about 33 minutes on this one. We got CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, the OTC versus Seth freaking Rollins.
This was the only match on this card that felt like a WrestleMania.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree 100%.
This was the only match that had that type of that feel to it, that big fight. This shit means something type feel. Um,
It had the
It
big match
was the main event
feel
though,
to
you
it.
know.
I predicted, like so many other people, that Paul Heyman would play a part in the finish, which he did.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
wrong in what he would do. I thought that Paul would just walk out on both of them, leaving them both vulnerable
That.
for Rollins to go in there and make that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Get that win over them. But I mean, I ain't mad at it. I am not mad at it. Rollins and Heyman, take my money. I'm cool with it.
yeah,
Anybody notice something? I'm sure a lot of people did notice it, but I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
When Heyman low blow Punk, he seemed remorseful.
Yeah, he did. He did. He
When
did.
he low blow Roman, that
That.
he did that shit with everything in him. Like he been wanting to do that, yo.
yeah.
Like Oh, and I think that might play. You feel me?
It could. That's that storytelling Triple H be doing.
Yeah,
Little
that's a
small
nice
details.
little touch right there. You feel me?
Yeah.
That if you gonna miss that, you ain't really going. You know?
Yeah.
I'll say what I took away from that matchup was that okay, that Paul Heyman, that Paul, he really no, not I that Paul, I think Paul and Seth had this figured out from when I'm saying when Seth was finna cross up him on Raw 2 weeks ago, leading up to this big
Yeah.
matchup. I think that's when they okay, yeah, yeah. This is this, this is key. I would say this will be my key turn on Roman Reigns and CM Punk for me to join and for Paul Heyman to join them up for
That
Paul
makes sense, bro.
Punk
I
and
like it.
yeah, I'll say and I'm key invested to see what's going to go down in the upcoming months.
Yep.
Yeah. That definitely makes sense, though. My
Yeah,
prediction was wrong. I thought Punk, you know, was going to win this one because I was looking at Rollins like, well, Rollins ain't, he will always be at the top of the card. He gonna always have good matches, but he ain't really been doing nothing. So I didn't expect Rollins to win.
right,
I
right.
expected Punk to win, but
I agree with that. I'm saying because I thought Punk was gonna win. I would say okay, because I'm saying because Punk need that. You know what I'm saying, Joe? Okay, yeah. I got
yeah,
that. I got that WrestleMania main event victory under my belt.
yeah, yeah. It was definitely a good match, man. We got three pros, whoever those three guys in the ring with each other or other wrestlers, it's gonna be good, especially if you give them 30 minutes.
Oh
And then
yeah,
I like
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. You
You know what I'm
one
from
saying?
continuity is going to be played up of that little video. That
But the
video that
Paul return, man, that was a swerve.
hmm?
Maybe some people expected it, some people didn't, but it was definitely a swerve.
I mean, it wasn't a swerve, but it was a swerve. Like it was done. Like oh boy said, predictability isn't always a bad thing. You feel me?
yeah,
So they delivered. They literally delivered. I ain't got they delivered.
right.
What I want to know is, will they use that continuity of like Roman no longer have anybody, the bloodline is officially dead, like for real.
Yep. And one thing I don't know if we noticed too, when Roman took the Ulafala off at his entrance, he was
Mhm.
looked like he's about to hand it, but like, oh damn, Paul ain't even right there. Then he just sat it down.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah,
anybody caught that.
yeah.
Yo,
I'm
that
saying yeah, yeah.
ended, that ended the partnership of Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns, which was for 5 years now, pretty much.
Huh?
That's a 5 year as a partnership.
Heyman and Seth Rollins and others. We'll touch on that later, but you know, it's interesting to see where it goes, and let's see where it goes with night two of WrestleMania. We're gonna do this opening match, went about 15 minutes, and it was for the world women's title, the Raw one. We got Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Mommy.
Best
Real,
card on the match to me.
huh?
Best card on the match to me.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I would say
Uh,
that's the best matchup of night two to
I mean,
me.
yeah, best match on the card. I'm talking about best card on the match.
Mm,
that's why it's the smoking section.
The smoking section.
Um,
Don't judge me. You shouldn't be here if you judge me for being high.
I would say, man.
For real.
Yeah, definitely. Could be one. It be like 1A and 1B. Best card. I probably pitch Ojo best card. Best match on the card 1A and 1B. But yeah, I loved it. I was actually on the road and I missed the majority of that match, but I caught the end of it. But I
Yo,
loved it. I knew EO was going to retain. You could just tell because I'm gonna always say old school booking, man. When it comes to triple threats, and she was the girl that was getting the least attention. The main focus was on Mommy and Bianca every week, and they were just mushing her to the side.
Right?
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you knew
yeah.
EO was going to win. She had to get her moment. She's not going to lose. I just get her look like the redheaded stepchild every week. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah.
So that's that.
Bianca got booed out the building, yo. I'm trying to figure out where all of this hate for Bianca come from, man.
Um, I noticed that when they went to Europe. And they
Yeah,
did the European tour, and they was booing her over there. And when she came back to the States, they were still booing her.
you're booing
I'll
them.
say, I noticed it I noticed that there was one at the elimination chamber. There was booing. I'm talking. There was booing her real hard at the elimination chamber. I'll say because actually after the back, no, I noticed that y'all booing her when Naomi had when Naomi and Jade feel really kicked up in gear. That's when they really started booing Bianca.
Yeah, man. I just don't understand why though.
Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need them. I'll say
You
like
know?
like I always say, or like you say when we have our sex. I don't know too much. I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan.
Yeah. And she do got good merch sales, and they got her little hair piece thing. They sell those, and a lot of little girls, look up to her, especially little black girls, man. They look up to Bianca Belair,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see a heel Bianca. What's she gonna do? Whip everybody with that hair? What I mean? So the crowd's so fickle, man. Us fans, man, the arena fans, we love the Yeet, but the online fans don't like them. Fuck them. We don't like rules. I don't know what's wrong with us, man.
I don't know either. It's it's hard for me to sit there and be like, yo, okay, yeah. Which I admit, yes, I have my certain wrestlers that I can sit there and be like, yeah, yeah, I like him. Oh yeah, I don't like that particular wrestler right there. I have my certain wrestlers, which you will hear about in this podcast, in this smoke out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So the next match we got on the card went about 14 minutes, and there was some sort of a street fight, and it was between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest.
Ooh, this matchup right here. I like I like the finish of this matchup. How Drew, I'll say how how Priest has set the chair, how he set the chair up in the turnbuckle, and because he set it up. Okay, yeah. Priest said it. Excuse me. I'm half. I'll say he set his head up. Drew set his head up in the middle between the turnbuckle and the chair and Claymore them. I like that finish. I like that finish.
Yeah. Old school wrestling 1-on-1 because
Yeah.
you remember Priest had set the chair up earlier in the match, so the chair was already set up,
Right.
and McIntyre stopped him, and then did some other spots in the match, but the chair was still right there in the corner the whole time, so
Oh
they can come back
yeah.
to it later.
And also too, I like the double table spot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because when Drew set the tables up, for a later spot,
Right. I don't think cause I was thinking I'm like, oh man, cause I like you said, I'm thinking old school because you set the table up. Okay, yeah, you going through the table.
yeah, that's how it usually go. And he hopped on his phone too. I think he had made a tweet or somewhat.
Yeah. They said it.
Right
They said
in
it.
the middle. So he made a tweet in the middle of the WrestleMania match. I think this is his second time doing that. Yeah, old boy Drew McIntyre fool.
Hey man, kudos, kudos to Drew for that. You know what I'm saying? Yo for that W.
Yeah. So next match we got, it was for the Intercontinental title, and it only went 11 minutes. But they got four people. We got Dom Mysterio versus Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor versus Penta.
I'll say that matchup was that matchup was good. I'll say it could have went either way to either other three guys. It could have went to either one of them, which I could have been fine with. I would have been cool with, but I'll say once when Finn Balor hit the coup de grace and 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 when he went for the pinfall, and I still saw Dunn still sitting on the top. I'm like, oh man, this is how the match for the end. When Dunn
Yeah.
hit the frog splash, which that's that's my first guy I can still say that West do not like. I
And
might
like
get
you
heat for
say,
this, but West don't like Dunn. West don't like bro. West don't like Dunn.
oh yeah. I mean, he definitely can get better in the ring though. Like, you know, he could work on his work, but he only can
Yeah,
get better from here though. But
yeah,
like you said, he was perched up on the top ropes, but I like how they kept the camera off. He was out of the camera view.
yeah. Me too. Me too.
And then he just came out of nowhere with the frog splash. It's just little details like that fans got to be thankful for.
Right. Yeah.
And the next match went about 4 minutes. We got Randy Orton versus the TNA champion Joe Hendry. Do you believe?
No, I don't believe. I'm sorry. I don't. West don't believe.
Damn,
I'm saying,
man.
but you know what? I thought that I was shocked that it was Joe Hendry. I thought it was gonna be another superstar from. I thought it was somebody from the back that's gonna come in and do the match with Randy. Joe
Yeah.
Hendry, yeah. I thought, okay, yeah, you can go with who who been who'd been a good key. You could have brought back Omar.
Yep. I said the same thing, but people looked at me crazy for saying that. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna say it no more.
well, we're in the same boat. Okay, then I might get heat for it too. Then okay, fine.
And then, you gotta think like this. Whoever they bring back, Randy Orton gotta win.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So you bring back Omar, the big ass, and you want to make him look strong, and then he lose to Randy Orton. That'll look crazy. So
yeah.
you definitely didn't want to do Rusev or anything like that, because
No,
you bringing back somebody new or somebody you haven't seen in a while,
right.
and you don't want to bring them back to lose. So you
Yeah,
know,
I feel you on that. I would say because you don't remember back, like you said, Rusev or Aleister Black or Aleister Black, and they make their return at WrestleMania, and then okay, yeah, because you made the return, yeah, you got that against Randy Orton and you lose.
yeah,
Us fans gonna be upset. Us internet fans will be upset about that.
yeah. A lot of people laugh at it. Like, oh, TNA got why, or why they do that to him, or blah blah blah. When you ask Joe Hendry himself, I bet you he's ecstatic. Like, shit, man, I fought Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Nigga,
At WrestleMania, you feel me?
talking about. Yeah.
Like I said
I
before,
bet you,
I'll take it. You feel me?
yeah,
Say no, of course, that's a WrestleMania moment. It's about the moment, it ain't about no match. And he wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, yeah,
they got TNA some exposure.
Yeah.
yeah. Which is good. I would say, which is good for both. Which is good for both organizations, for WWE and TNA.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
So, yeah, pretty good match, though. And Randy was the right guy to win it because you want him on the win streak. And, especially if he's going to be the next challenger for the world title, you want him to come off and win. And even if it was Kevin Owens was the original opponent, Randy Orton still would have won the match. So, you know.
yeah.
So the next match we got on the card, and we're about 14. Oh, it went about 18 minutes. Excuse me. We got Logan Paul versus AJ Styles.
Number three, West hate list. Number three, West hate list.
I feel like Styles should have won.
Yeah, I do too.
And that's all I gotta
Yeah.
say about it.
AJ, AJ definitely should have went over. I would say, and I hate the fact that they had Karen Cross come out there to try to interfere to make AJ turn heel with the brass knuckles. I hated that. I hated that spot. They could let that out, in my opinion.
Yeah. It would be silly to ask should AJ Styles won clean because he a babyface. Of course, he should have won clean, but you know, Logan Paul can't win clean. But like you say, the cross spot, I don't know, man. Um, Karrion Cross is from Las Vegas, so maybe you gotta show him in his hometown.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Oh, true. Okay, then fine. That he could have won against Randy Orton then, and had the match against Randy Orton, Cross against Randy at WrestleMania. Okay, now you got
Yeah,
Cross. You get Cross as a WrestleMania moment, and he got a matchup for his hometown.
yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't
Yep.
think about that. Only thing I can think of is that if they're gonna do AJ Styles versus Karrion Cross feud. Cause he did get a pop. It was for
Yeah.
like 3 seconds, but he got a pop though.
Yeah, cause he cut a little shoot promo. It seemed like so. I think they moving in that direction.
Oh, so you guys heard the shoot promo?
I seen it. Yeah, it was pretty good.
And y'all see how he mentioned Goldberg, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just putting that out there. But
Hey yo, for the people in the comments, if you're a Goldberg fan, you're not gonna like me.
or me.
And people in the comments, if you're a Goldberg fan, we best friends. We twins, man. You know what I'm saying?
Not a fan.
178 and oh, baby, let's go.
Not a
Hey
fan of
man,
Goldberg.
hey, you forgot that one. Put that one in there. Put that one in there. Put that one in there. Put
Booker,
Not
that one in
man.
there.
down in the
Booker,
comments. I
man.
don't expect to make any money off of this, so I'm gonna be 1,000. I respect all the bills, contributions to the sport, the business, and all of that. But Goldberg ain't it.
Yeah. And you're right. He not it, but he was it, though. You know what I'm
Goldberg,
saying?
Goldberg ain't it, yo. And
He
he was,
was.
and that's where he should have kept it. That's exactly
Because
where he should have kept it.
we
Goldberg.
don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole, but we forget, though, like, it was real shit. It was Stone Cold and Goldberg.
Yeah.
Stone Cold and Goldberg was neck and neck at one point in
Yeah,
time.
that's fine and all, but I don't need
You know
Goldberg.
what I'm saying? He was it.
I don't
We
need
forget, though.
Goldberg to come back
We
and
think of WWE Goldberg, but,
I don't need Kevin Owens. I don't need Goldberg to come back and beat Kevin Owens. I don't need Goldberg to come back and beat the Fiend.
yeah,
No.
None of
We
that.
don't need that. No,
He could
no.
have kept all of that. Everything he did, he could have kept all of that where it was.
And
yeah, but,
and and WCW.
I just don't want the fans to bury Goldberg for that because bury Vince McMahon for that.
Goldberg, a grown ass man.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? All right, so you go to work tomorrow morning, your boss give you instructions, you gonna be like, nah, I'm doing this instead.
I mean, a lot of other wrestlers did it. They had the juice enough to do it to Vince McMahon and tell Brock Lesnar what to do.
Hey, preach, Bishop.
Goldberg ain't had the juice. He was an outsider. Remember, he was an
Hey,
outsider.
all right, carry on, carry on. Next match.
The next match on the card, and it went about 9 minutes. And it was for the women's tag team titles.
Oh my
And
God.
Bailey was supposed to be in his match, and she got injured, and she was replaced by the man Becky Lynch. Her partner was Lyra Valkyrie, and they fought Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
I mean, once Becky music hit, I knew that they was gonna win.
Yeah, me too.
They
Also,
had to.
yeah. Also, Becky got that pinfall over Liv, who was the one who put her out and been gloating about it. So she got that back. Also, obviously, events unfolded on Raw, but I thought that Becky was actually going to go heel on Lyra at Mania, but that didn't happen. And I was going to see if Becky kept the title, was she going to receive the same backlash that Charlotte got for coming back and automatically getting the championship?
Yeah. I thought the same thing too. I'll say, cause okay, now with this matchup right here,
We
I
loved
was
the man.
Huh?
When I didn't cut wrestling, I'm just saying we loved the man.
yeah, true, yeah. Everybody love the man.
Or should you just come back and just get championships put on you?
Or maybe they do it. Maybe Becky going after the Intercontinental belt, make that credible.
Now, I could see them putting the Intercontinental Championship on Becky. I would actually do that.
I
You
would
know,
too.
they got these Intercontinental belts that ain't been doing nothing.
Yeah.
IC champion been on main event, put it on Becky, make the IC belt credible. You know,
But to put the tag team championship belt on her, I don't know. That seems a bit, you know.
Yeah, I would say that matchup right there was
I
like
mean, I
a
guess, but like we
I
said,
think they had to set it up. They didn't want to make her heel on her return. They had to do something for Raw after Mania. So say that, you know. Save the turn for WrestleMania so you can have another pop.
Yeah,
You
and give the
know,
fans, I would say, get a, give us fans something to cheer about for WrestleMania.
yeah. But I like the cameraman, man. They be at work because I can recall when Becky Lynch was coming out there, they showed the girl crying in the
Yeah,
stand. And people talk shit about professional wrestling. They just don't know what fans attack you. But speaking of attack, take it to the main event at night too, the real main event, because WWE conditioned us that it's two main events. Man, if you know, you know, and the real ones know, there's only one main event, no matter how many nights it is. It can be a whole week. And on the seventh day, the last match on the seventh day, that's the real main event.
Yeah.
And at this WrestleMania 41, it went about 22 minutes, and it was for the world title. And it was Cody Rhodes versus John Cena.
This match was not it, yo.
no,
Mm,
not no, no, no,
right.
no.
I
Wow.
didn't. Everything on the line. The two names in the match, the John Cena heel turn, all of that. Nothing. We got like, I don't know. I didn't like it. The finish was weak to me.
Damn. Wow.
Travis Scott.
Was the
Yeah.
outcome of the matchup?
Yes.
John Cena wins his 17th championship, and Travis fucking Scott will forever be synonymous with that shit in the rest of the history.
I, 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 was,
Fuck out of here.
I'm gonna say this, and
That shit is
I'm gonna say
bullshit.
this, Joe, and I know that I'm I'm gonna get heat for this, or I might get praise for this. Who knows? But that matchup, to me, it was, and I agree with my brother from another mother, John. When he said that this match was so trash that I really didn't want to. I really did not want to watch the matchup.
I
The
fell
finish
asleep on
there.
that shit. I ain't
Oh,
gonna lie. I fell
man.
asleep on the match.
I'll say
Man.
actually to me, I think that that the two or third matchup between EO and them should have been the main event.
What?
That shit
Yeah,
was, yo, that John Cena Cody Rhodes match was weak as hell, yo.
yeah.
It
I'll
was
say,
what
Joe,
it
and
was
I
what
can't
we
believe that you
expect.
just saying that, Joe. What?
I mean, it's not going to be 5-star Tokyo Dome Dave Meltzer because, you
I'm
know,
not
Cena
I'm
like
not
what, 45? So Cena got limitations.
I'm
So it's
not
not going to
looking
be a very good technical match.
I'm not looking for that.
No, I'll say
Where's
no.
the
I wasn't either.
But
where's
I do like the storytelling. They was fucking around in the beginning of the match, and the first real move Cena hit was a punch to the head, and Cody went down, and the crowd popped. They worked up to that one
yeah,
punch.
I ain't
That's
gonna
just
lie,
old
yo.
school storytelling. I love that. That's why it's not going to be Daniel Bryan. You know what I'm saying? Not going to be that type of match.
I would say, and also too, and also, and why us fans? It took us so long to turn on Cody so fast.
I don't
Okay,
know,
okay.
man.
I mean,
Now,
it's wrestling, B. Shit
yeah,
happens.
true.
It's not wrestling. It's Vegas. That's what it is.
No, I
It's
would say no. Because they did it before they went to Vegas. They did it on
Vegas.
they
I
did
feel
it
like we are forgetting
on Raw.
the most important thing of this whole match. Travis Scott,
Yes, and that's sad to
it's
say.
just the
The outcome
John
of
Cena, WrestleMania 41. That's some bullshit. He could
I'm
have had.
I'm convinced. I'm
We,
really convinced
we,
I'm the only person in the world that smiled when Travis Scott came out there.
Yeah, you probably was. I'm saying because
When I
where's
when I,
Dwayne?
when I heard that bass line, that beep
Where's, where,
beep
where,
beep
where's
beep
Dwayne?
beep beep. I'm like, oh,
Where's Dwayne?
I don't know. He was in Hawaii on vacation. He had sent the video out, but I
I'm
mean,
glad that
look,
I'm glad that
everybody wanted Cody to get his receipt. Cody got his receipt, and we still mad. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
you
all right.
can't tell me, man. You cannot tell me that match, the match and the finish did not leave something to be desired. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me you went home happy with that bullshit.
I would say, bro, think about it. Okay, all right, let's look at it. The finish. Okay, he he hit with the bell first, and then he go hit off the a sports turnbuckle twice, and then have the bell. I'm sorry. Let me rewind that. Low blowed him, and then sports turnbuckle, and then the belt, and then finish. Come on, bro.
What a ref bump.
True enough. Yeah, I'm old school. I'm old school through and through. Yeah, I'm old school here through and through. I like a bad guy finish. Yes, I do. But that finish right there was bull crap to the fullest.
Yeah, I mean, we gonna shit on it. You know, I think 99.8% of fans gonna shit on it. You know what I'm saying?
99.7.
But they got it off Cody, and they had to, no matter how they did it. It wasn't favorable, but all that could have happened without Scott. Cena could have cheated without Scott, true, but we all wanted Cody to get his receipt, and he had to get it some kind of way. And
Who's this? We all. I ain't give a shit about that receipt.
I didn't either.
not saying you personally, but the fans online.
Man,
I guess
I
I
almost
didn't
said
really
something.
care about the receipt. I wanted to see Dwayne. I wanted to see something other than a low blow and a title shot and a shot to the head with the championship. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
unfortunately, Kayfabe is dead, and The Rock already said why he wasn't there. I don't know if the fans heard the video or saw the video or not, but it's out there.
Rock wasn't there since Elimination Chamber.
Right, yeah. He haven't been seen
He,
since that.
he didn't even have plans to be at Mania this year. He only popped up at the chamber because ticket sales was so fucking low.
Okay, all right, do a fucking announcement, put somebody over, do a promo, give somebody a rock bottom. Don't introduce a storyline where you are centered as one of the major key pieces of it and you don't even fucking show up at all.
That's, that's facts. That's facts. But
That's that.
I guess they was desperate, bro. Hey, Cody, I need my answer, and I need it at the chamber. That's gonna make you know what I'm saying? That's gonna make motherfuckers come out there.
Right. I'm saying right.
Instead of The Rock is gonna be at the chamber with an announcement. You know what I
And
mean?
they got everybody key invested into the storyline of Cena versus Cody
It was a
with
desperate
the Rock.
move. You might not
With
like it, but it got motherfuckers out there though. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, going back to Travis Scott real quick. If it was Bad Bunny, it'd be a contingency of fans that'll love that shit. If it was, Taylor Swift, and it'd be fans that would have loved it. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
So, but at the end of the day, though, Cena got the belt. So I'm just anxious to see what they do from here. And we really not gonna touch on Raw, but I'm sure the fans already know it's looking like John Cena versus Randy Orton.
yeah, yeah,
How
it
you
do.
feel
Yeah.
about that real quick?
Oh man, Th- th- this this take me back to when Randy Orton was in, and when Randy Orton had his own group, Legacy. This take me
Yeah,
back to that feud right there.
yeah,
So yeah, it's interesting to see how this feud finna go with them two.
yeah,
Now Randy Orton, now now the roles are now the roles has reversed, and now Randy Orton is the good guy, and John Cena is the heel.
yeah. So yeah, we got backlash in about 3 weeks. So we're gonna see how that goes. We might get the Naomi and Jay Cargill rematch that we all want. You know, probably gonna be a host of other good matches. But stay tuned and also stay tuned to this podcast for episode 2. We're gonna bring y'all the smoking section. We're gonna be right back at y'all. Just stay tuned and like and subscribe and leave a comment. You know, we got y'all.
Yeah, please comment.
You know, that'll help us out. And we're gonna be out of here. I'm your host, Jamar. Thank John. Internet went out, but for your Insight West, we gonna holler at y'all. Peace.
Peace.